Good morning and welcome. It is Sunday the 29th of January. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. All right, what do we got? We've got Sedgefield, Southwell, Fontwell mixed in with a nice looking handicap at Nass. And I found a few things. I've got nothing massive prices today, but I actually have 11 horses in total, and I've done it as a 3/4 stake day. So as much as I've been sort of suggesting it's not a great day, some of them are marginal value, but there's stuff worth going at, I think. So yeah, I've got 2 lucky 15s and an each way Trixie across the 11 horses. So 3/4 stake day. First race, we're on 125 Sedgefield. 125 Sedgefield is the first race. So yeah, we'll attempt. I mean, to be honest, I have pretty much written off the this month. I found it so frustrating. Just on and off the channel. So on the channel, I think after yesterday's hammering, we are down 78 quid for the month. And I 100% am aware, and I'm not. This isn't me as a sales pitch. I'm not selling anything here. It's completely optional. The point is, in the context of the history of the channel, we're absolutely fine. As a standalone month, it's easy the second worst month of since I've started. So yeah, it's just been frustrating. Then because we've had other bets that are in the comments that have done all right, and then we've had everybody's in a different place. So I've got no real context. I know that anyone who's just purely following the channel videos is losing this month. And yeah, it's just not, it doesn't feel nice. But then equally, if you diligently following everything I put out, then you're all right. So yeah, it's not been the best month for me either for betting. The last 3 weeks on the channel, my strike rate has been really low. So in the 20s, and it needs to be in the low 30s in terms of horses making the frame. And when it's in sort of mid to low 20s, as it has been for 3 weeks now, apart from the odd standout day, it takes its toll. So personally, this month has not been the best month for me either. Just struggles all around, and it's not the end of the world. And this channel's more about just making profit. I never promised to make a profit. That's the point. I'm trying to have fun, but we have got a history of making profit. And clearly, I don't want people to be miserable following a channel. So there's the Sunday preamble for you. Before we hit into yesterday's review and then today's bets and then a word on the golf. So yesterday took a beating again. I mean that's the thing, and it's the difference between this January and last January. Last January didn't take so many beatings, so when it didn't go well, we were missing out by small amounts. Whereas it got done over again yesterday. Jupiter Digit looks like it could have been a one-hit wonder. Very temperamental horse, out of the same yard as Goshen, so maybe a similar wily character. Tommy's Oscar went and won nicely, and Paisley Park could only manage third. So nothing back on the win, Trixie. On this one, I was really disappointed. We had fourth, needed third, eighth, needed sixth. I think that was sixth, needed fourth or fifth. And that no good. And then May Night went and ran a nice race and was second, but it didn't mean anything. So one on that was not great. Though first two no, last one place, but 9-2 last leg of the Trixies. That's 2 bets in a row where the last leg placed, but it didn't matter. And then on this one, I thought maybe our luck was in because Windsor Avenue got 4th place only because of a couple of fallers and unseaters, basically. I thought, well, maybe our luck's changing. We're going to sneak that in, and then no, Barrichello wasn't great, and then Midnight Gold. If you watch that race, that is a remarkable race to watch back. How that horse got 5th place, I do not know. It was struggling throughout the whole entire race, and then even towards the end, you were thinking, oh, it looks like it's a distant 7th, and somehow managed to be 5th at the end. It didn't matter for anyone unless you 365. So you were 365 yesterday and you did this bet, then your losses weren't as bad as the channel or anyone else, because 365 did pay that out. So you would have had a place double at two place double there at better prices. So you'd have done all right with 365. And then we had Windsor Avenue placed, obviously, but 8th was the best I could do with Guy. Spirit of the Games was disappointing. So I got us 20 on, £1.8 back. Puts us now minus 77 pence for the week, and that's on a Sky bet. And if you're someone else, then your losses would be heavy this week, rather than the loss of 77 pence. So we're going into Sunday with a £15 stake. So the worst it's going to be is £16 or just short of £16 for the channel. What have I rustled up on what looks like a non-exciting Sunday? Starting here, and this one's got two horses in that have been backed in. Actually, only 2 of mine were backed in last night. I did my shortlist. I had 11. 2 got backed in. They're just borderline, so I'll flag it. So we've got here 125 Sedgefield, Lucky Robin 16s. That's a nice price. 310 Sedgefield's Wiki. That's been backed in. Wouldn't want it to go much more than a point or 2 lower. Then 352 at Nass. That's the best race, and there was nothing to go with it in any combinations. So I've got 2 horses. And yeah, if I'd done combinations, it's definitely one of those ones. If you find a nice race, I found about 4 that I could have nicely on a short list that I would have done a combination bet with, but nothing to go with it. So I've just put them in the luckies. So 352 the Truant 16s, and then 420. That's the one that's got hammered. It was 20s last night. That's right on the line. I wouldn't want El Jefe to go any lower than that, really. It's a 20p each way Lucky 15. And then the double, I've got a little extra double on Lucky Robin and the Truant. I did make a little typo error there. So Lucky Robin and the Truant is the 25p each way double to make it a £6.50 bet. They're not the biggest prices by channel standards, but I do think they're worth a go. Sky is definitely best today for the Lucky 15s. There's quite a few races where they're offering an extra place than any other bookmaker. So it is a Sky preferable day, and everybody else is much of a muchness. That is bet 1, that's £6.50. And then bet 2, again, not massive prices. So we've got in the 215 Fontwell San Pedro 12s, 345 Sedgefield Morningside 10s. Very helpfully, both of those have drifted up a few points this morning. So they may well go back down again. So I may have just caught them at the right time. But 12s and 10s is good prices. 352 Nass, sticking faith with Galactic Grey. Backed it once on the channel, once in the comments. In the comments it placed last time. 16 to 1 today is a reasonable enough price. 4 o'clock Fontwell, 'twasn't the plan, 8 to 1. It could be very apt for us today. 20p each way Lucky 15. And I've just gone for it. It's the end of the month. A speculative 25p each way fourfold on the 4. Of those, there wasn't any that were particularly, I was like, oh, let's put them in a double or a single or whatever. And I was like, no, let's just go for it here. We'll splash the 50 pence on a 25p each way fourfold. And if they do manage to come in, at least we've increased the coffers a little bit. So that is bet 2. Again, Sky best. Everyone else is much of a muchness. And then finishing off, I know they're not the most exciting bets, but each way Trixie. So these are all free. I tend to do these in the races where you've got the odds-on favourite, and if I think the odds-on favourite or the second favourite look pretty solid, then I'm not worried about risking the win. The wins will come up on these very occasionally, but I would say where the value here is in the place market, not the win market. The favourites are priced. If the favourites are priced accurately, these are priced accurately for the win, but because they're the win price, but we're paying each way, you're basically getting, I think, more value on the place market. That's how I read it. Different people will say different things. I'm looking at these as place opportunities, and I'll accept the occasional one that pops up and wins and you lose out on the win. But I think these are more about places. So what I'm trying to do here is land 3 places together, but not wanting to waste loads of money on a win part of it on a Lucky 15. Likewise, if I put these in Lucky 15s, yes, that one you could argue it's a nice enough price. You might want that in there. Absolutely, you could do. But I found 3 together in the same sort of vein today. So 3 o'clock Southwell, Ballybourne 14 to 1, 335 Southwell, Rocco Vango 6s, and then the 427, which is the biggie there. Grace Friday 28 to 1, 427 at Nass. 25p each way Trixie, so no singles, just the each way element on doubles and trebles, £2 your bet, bog bookie advisable. So if you are Sky and you're not restricted, that's absolutely fine. Or Coral 365 Paddy, things like Betfair Hills you want to avoid because they don't give you bog on multiples. That is bet free. All right, and then word on the golf. Farmers Insurance. Wow, that went bad last night. Ryan Palmer had an absolute nightmare. So we weren't even close on the Farmers Insurance last night. That's toast. So we now are all back onto the Dubai Desert Classic, which is coming towards the end of round 3 today, and they are delayed, so they're going to finish it tomorrow. So we've got Ashen Wu and Samuja, who are still not completely out of it. They're not far enough away that they can't challenge for placings coming into tomorrow. So we'll see. Samuja is definitely looking like he's going to come out top finish player, which is one half of our double. Scrivener's the one that's a bit of a challenge because he's 6 points behind Herbert, and Wu is also ahead. So of the 3 Australians, he's made the cut, but they've all made the cut, and he's the one that's further behind at the moment. He was the bigger price of the 3 Australians in the market, but yeah. So we'll see. We need a bit of luck with Scrivener, really, if he's going to pull this off and come out ahead of the other 2. But stranger things have happened. All right, that is me. So officially, I'm back Tuesday night on the vids, unless I find anything on Monday or Tuesday that I think's got an opportunity to try and save the month. So it's not looking the best tomorrow. There are 2 really good looking handicaps at Punchestown, but unless I find anything stand out in there, I may put something in the comments. It will need to be a special day if I'm gonna do an extra video. So if I come across anything that I think's worth doing a video for, I will put another video out for the early part of the week to try and save the month. Otherwise, I will just have to accept it's not there. If it's the odd couple of horses, I will put them in the comments as usual. Otherwise, then I'll be back Tuesday night for the start of the 1st of February, which is on Wednesday. So we should be starting afresh, anew. February. What did February bring last year? February brought. We had a first £100 win day of the channel in February. We had been and gone last February for those long-term viewers, which it's one of those ones. I'm not. I don't talk about it every video because it would be boring. Imagine if you just said what your biggest prize winner was ever every video. That would be boring. But yeah, I'm not about that. But yeah, been and gone. That personally, there's not many times in my life have I managed to score a 250 to 1 place. So yeah, I was very happy with that to get on the channel. So that is there. But yeah, overall January, it's just I know it's not just me. It's if you're value chasing, and anyone I know who looks at value in the market has generally struggled in January. It's not been a good month. And it doesn't mean that the favourites have all won. If you look at yesterday, if you blindly chose to back all favourites, say on the television races, every single 8 races, you want to blindly back favourites. 1 horse, Epatton, or whatever it was, 1 to 3 or something ridiculous. That was the only favourite that won. But likewise, there wasn't lots of big prices. And so you're tending to find at the moment they're sort of like between 3 and 8 to 1 kind of prices. There was a couple of ones that were a bit bigger yesterday, but generally speaking, that's where you're looking at. And yeah, it's tricky stuff. So if you're a favourite backer, you've not been winning. And then if you're a value hunter, you've not been winning. You kind of need to be in the middle, and there's not many people who sort of just sit in the middle a little bit, because then you need a bit of stroke of luck. So yeah, we will see. But yeah, we've had three weeks of this as sort of value challenged, I would say. So let's hope February brings a new ray of light. Next weekend we have got the Dublin Racing Festival, which is normally an absolute cracker. It's not necessarily full of like lovely handicaps, but it has got some good quality stuff in it, so it's a nice spectacle to watch. And it will be post then when I will start to do Cheltenham Festival anti-post videos. So I'm going to wait till after Dublin Racing Festival, so there won't be any anti-post ones this week. I'm not getting out for the sake of it, and I'm not chasing subscribers and views. I'll get them out when I think the value is right, because I want the non-run and no bet markets to settle down. Sky have gone non-run and no bet now as well, but I just want the markets to settle down a little bit, because there's not so much value until you kind of just got to wait, and I want to wait till the Dublin Racing Festival and see where the markets form after that. All right, that is me. Enjoy your Sunday. Let's hope we've got something to finish the channel month on excitement, and we don't just drivel out with 11 horses and 2 of them place and we get back 57 pence. Let's hope we can get something nice going on. All right. I will see you Tuesday night, if not before. Thank you very much for all the lovely support, even when it is not going so well. See you the other side. Bye-bye.